Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today is update number 3 on the Ignite Elementalist, the planned EK Ignite Ethereal Knives to this build that I want to play here in the Ssf Mayhem event. So it started off with the basic Ignite Elementalist that I have played in the past, using something like Fireball in the early beginnings, then swapping to Wave of Conviction, and actually stay Wave of Conviction until I get certain items, certain keys, key structures of the build to finally be able to convert it into the EK Ignite. And I think personally, EK Ignite has been the most fun in builds that I've had in the past couple of leagues, and it's definitely becoming like my favorite build of all time. I know I say this quite often. I said it on Essence Drain, I said it on Cyclone back in the days, I said it on multiple Auto Bombers and stuff. But as the game develops, you know, other builds become stronger overall. The entire package of the EK Ignite, I think, is just so freaking good, and I just love the build, the way it plays out, the damage, the single target aspect, the clearing potential, and. But unfortunately, in the solo self-found mode that I'm playing here, I didn't really got the core items that I was looking for, or at least not yet. I want to mention that because as of right now, the second video was level 68 or 65 or 63, something like that, in Act 9, ready to push into maps. And that's what we've done yesterday on stream. So we did actually 3 laps right now. The first one was Shaper of Flames, and then I said I want to have Mastermind of Discord and Heart of Destruction. The fourth lap might, like usually it would be Shaper of Storms for extra damage, but it might be Bastion of Elements on this version, just because the Mayhem event is not fun. And in terms of not fun, I'm not talking about I'm not enjoying it, but the not fun aspect comes from how hard it is, how difficult it is, especially in a solo self-found environment. And when you check my gear, I'm still running a 4-link. I did upgrade a couple of items. I found like this weird Onslaught helmet along the way, and since I was already res capped, or well over res capped, I said like, you know what, Onslaught doesn't hurt, makes me faster, so that's pretty good. The rest of the items, life resistance, life resistance, life resistance, life resistance, life resistance, life resistance, you know, the classic thing. Here my wand has like 1-2 all fire spell skill gems, and since Wave Conviction has a fire and a lightning tag, this one counts, so that's pretty good. Then I found a Belt of the Deceiver that is actually 3 off perfect. So we have perfect all res, we have perfect life, we have perfect strength and the implicit. And this was like overall a pretty decent belt, especially when it comes to solo self-found. Unfortunately, I have to say, there is some modifiers in the solo self-found Mayhem event where I say this is maybe a bit overtuned. Okay, there's a list of like modifiers that change every single hour, right? We can quickly go Blood Aqueduct so we can see what it is right now, basically, and maybe do like a small little showcase of like Wave of Conviction. I think it's not something crazy. And we do have here Monster Hinder on hit, monsters deal 40% Fizzes extra cold, and contains additional strong boxes. That is super easy. But there are modifiers, for example, I think like 20% Fizzes extra chaos, and on my kind of gearing with the 4 links, like very like super cheap items like double res crafted life. I mean, that's like, you know, solo self-found stuff without any kind of crafting. I do have capped res, but I have negative chaos res. So if monsters have 20% Fizzes extra chaos, that freaking hurts. I also think that Beyond is actually, in my opinion, overtuned. Because if I'm running a map, I'm killing a magic pack, I'm killing a rare pack, almost everything is a one-shot with a Wave of Conviction, but then all of a sudden a couple of Beyond monsters appear, and I think, or this is the feeling that I have, that the Beyond monsters, the common Beyond monsters, have more HP than rare packs in the normal map, basically, right? So if you think about, if monsters have turbos, so increased attack, movement, and cast speed, you cannot even properly kite them, they have a lot of life, and they hit like a truck. So I think, I don't know how many deaths I currently have, 43 times, and I think in yesterday's video it was about 2 or 3 times that I died, so like 40 times yesterday in the mapping aspect, running a bunch of like low tier maps. I think I had 1 or 2 yellow tier maps already completed, so we are 20 of 115. So we have done all the 3 laps, we've done the campaign, all the waypoints, all the side quests, all the main quests, everything is done, and now I'm ready to grind and explore the Atlas. And I would like to do this as EK Ignite, but I can't because I'm missing the core items that I'm going to talk about in a second. When it comes to the auras, I do have my Divine Blessing with Haste and Malevolence. That was my WhatsApp, by the way. So I'm still using the same way when I want to map. I'm usually running with Haste, and when I get to more difficult bosses, I'm swapping the Haste to Malevolence to get this extra damage out of my Ignites. But when it comes to auras, I'm currently running Discipline, Purity of Elements, Determination, and that's it. No Herald of Purity, no Herald of Ash. That either is a bit frustrating for me because I love Herald of Ash. I don't care about Herald of Purity, even though Herald of Purity gives me even more damage than Herald of Ash. But you know, visual explosions is always good, is always fine. And currently these nodes are actually, the mana reservation efficiency of Herald skills are kind of useless because I cannot reserve them right now. The way to fix this is basically any kind of like chest or influenced amulet with mana reservation efficiency, the helmet with the Exarch, or at least like the Eldritch implicit with mana reservation efficiency. And once I can swap in a couple of those, then I'm most likely can enable one more Herald, which is going to be a Herald of Ash in my opinion. But it is like some later gear progress. I just say I want to be ailment immune. I want to, because there's like so many ground effects and everything, and I want to have some determination as well as discipline to have a good amount of Eldritch battery. And I even played with some Mind of a Matter yesterday, but I found out with this kind of low ES kind of pool and no real regen on the energy shield. I even have here 1% LE damage leached as ES, which is not really enough, because if there is burning ground, if you have a bleed on you, if you have poison on you, if you have something like that, you just deplete your entire energy shield, and then you just run around like a headless chicken and you cannot even cast something until the damage over time is over, and then you can basically start over again. So I would say let's just run, let's put on haste here, let's run this like one Blood Aqueducts. So we have some gameplay here as well. And then I want to talk about what would be the next items, what would be the next, plans. Because as of right now, I think I'm still gonna play, I'm still gonna grind. But what if I do not find the certain items that I want to have that are super cheap in Trade League, but if you don't find them in solo self-on, then yeah, you're kind of, you know, kind of sucks. So my goal actually now in Solo Self-on Mayhem is actually to reach level 95, which is the highest you can get. Basically, obviously you can get level 100, but in terms of the prices and the price pool, level 95 is the upper part where you can unlock basically, if you're lucky enough, all of the MTXs. So that would be my goal right now. Sadly, as I said, I want to play EK Ignite, and I'm forced to play Wave of Conviction. Don't get me wrong, Wave of Conviction is amazing, but I still think there is nothing better than EK Ignite when it comes to just the overall mapping experience, the overall thing basically, right? Open some more strong boxes, and that's why I love ailment immunity. So I can just open the strong boxes if it has freeze or anything like that. You don't care, you know, shock, ignite, all of these kind of elemental ailments are not even there, and that's why I value this element immunity so high, because usually when you die, it's usually because you were shocked, because you were ignited, because something happened to your character which was based on ailments. Now I only have to worry about poison and bleeding, which I can do with my flasks, and I'm ready to go. Good, let's talk about the core items that I want to get. And basically, without having the experience with it, okay, I just say what I want to have is the Hrimsorrow gloves. And the reason for that is the rework has, let me pull this one actually up here. Hrimsorrow gloves. They got changed a little bit in the last recent update. And now they come with, oh wait, this is actually the old version. Basically, it says 50%, but the new version has actually 100% conversion, as far as I remember. Here we go, 100% physical damage converted to cold. So why is this so important for me? Obviously, if you're going through multi-conversion with the Shaper of Flames, we're gonna start with our physical spell, which is EK, right? Then we convert 100% of this physical damage into cold damage, and then we use the cold to fire support to turn the large portion of this cold damage into fire damage, with then benefiting again from the Shaper of Flames with 25% more damage. As long as I don't have that, I don't feel like priority-wise, if I would get a Gloomfang, would I switch to EK? No, I would not, just because I don't have the conversion going to actually get some nasty ignites. Obviously, it will help in a single target and stuff like that. The same with like Obliteration. Do I find an Obliteration? I think I will, hopefully. But will this make me switch to EK? No, it will not, because I'm missing the conversion, okay? There is multiple ways of achieving the conversion. With the Cold Mastery, so 40% Fist to Cold, then you could take Eldritch Currency and get implicits on your gloves with additional, I think, like, if you would get it perfect, which is not really a solo self-on thing unless you play this for a long amount of time and actually get the funds for it, and that would require multiple Uber Boss kills and stuff to get those embers, basically. That would be another 35, I think, so it would be at 75, and then you would need a Watcher's Eye with a Hatred conversion mod, right? As of right now, I don't have Hatred. I would do it, put it in, but realistically, maybe at some point I will defeat the Uber Elder, maybe get a Watcher's Eye, but the chances of actually getting a Hatred conversion Watcher's Eye is not there, okay? So that's why I don't want to even deal with anything, but the thing that I say, okay, you know what, in a solo self-on environment, on League Start, get some Brimstone Gloves, and you can get all the conversion going. Later on, in Trade League, you get a Hatred conversion jewel, you get your implicits on your gloves, you get the Mastery, the Cold Mastery, and this will be a lot better, because then you also can get the Fire Exposure as the implicit on your gloves to get this extra exposure and everything going, because EK, other than Wave of Conviction, doesn't come with a built-in exposure, so you need to find a way to actually activate the exposure for the extra damage, right? So, and that's why I say overall that Brimstone would be mandatory, in my opinion, to go or convert, and as long as I don't have that, I will play Wave of Conviction. So now is the problem, what if I don't get the Brimstone Gloves in the next 2 days, and I'll get like level 90, and then at some point I'm like, okay, I plan to play EK, but I couldn't because solo self-on, so I'm kind of like regretting a little bit that I play solo self-on right now, but it is what it is. But I would say I will make the next update once I find the gloves and once I finally make the conversion into EK Ignite, because making a video about every day, like, yo, this is my Wave of Conviction, nothing has changed, path of building link is in the description below, still trying to find the gloves, haven't done it, see you next video, basically, right? I think this is, like, not really useful at all. The last 3 videos were, like, better just because the early leveling, the Wave of Conviction setup, how was the feeling in, like, the campaign aspect and everything, but now grinding the maps, and now I'm basically waiting for the certain drops. And that's why I'm making the next update, if I find the gloves, once I make the conversion, to then give you some better footage in a solo self-on environment on how EK Ignite would perform in this way. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.